Welcome everyone to episode 41. Yeah, 41 of the Brewhouse podcast between two brothers where we talk about gaming, tech, entertainment, and everything in between. This week we're going to be getting, I guess you could say, back into the gaming sphere, not really the entertainment sphere anymore. We're going to be talking about all the game delays that have been happening for, I guess you could say, the past couple of years, really.
There's been some major ones in the past couple of years, but
yeah, but so this is directly pretty much after all the major games that were slated to release at the beginning of this year. And when I say all of them, I don't mean every single one, but predominantly Final Fantasy VII and Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy VII Remake, both delayed. The Final Fantasy one was only a month. The Cyberpunk one was, I think, like 5 or 6 months. 5 months, I think.
Dying Light 2 was delayed too.
Yeah, and Dying Light 2 was delayed. That was like that was announced yesterday, I think.
And I mean, people like the first one. I didn't play it. I didn't really know about it until then. So, but the biggest one obviously is Cyberpunk, because that game was announced in 2013.
Oh, that long ago?
Yeah, no, it was like teased at E3 back in that day.
Mm.
So, I mean, that's being the biggest one, and it seems, I mean, there was a Push Square report that came out today saying how it wasn't running good on
consoles.
On PS4 and Xbox, which I'm okay with, because honestly, I wish that would just, I'm not playing that until PS5. I mean, I'm not buying that day one release.
Yeah, that's honestly what I would recommend to people is if you're going to be getting one of the new consoles, wait to buy Cyberpunk on that console.
Well, especially like me, I have a 4K TV, so I'm gonna want to play it on 4K. Like, I'm almost considering waiting to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think you're gonna be able to put it off for that long.
No, I'll probably do a second playthrough on the TV, but
oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, so it almost seems like more games are delayed now than come out on time, and I'm okay with them up to a certain point. Like for the Final Fantasy VII one, it's only a month. Probably, knock out some bugs or whatever. They feel like the game's not ready to come out. I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the polish that they need to do.
It's things like freaking, I'm going to start shitting on Bungie now. They delayed the newest expansion, Shadowkeep, and it's like, what did you do to delay it for? I think it was like a month and a half, when honestly it seemed like they didn't fix anything, because there honestly wasn't that much in it to fix.
Side note, what was with that freaking puzzle thing that everybody was posting about? I was going to start unfollowing people.
Dude,
I'm like, it's going to be a shit reward or something like that. Why are you even doing it?
Okay, a quick aside. The reward was an exotic weapon that people were already going to get. No, listen to this.
Oh my God.
So they do like the roadmap thing or whatever. Yeah. It was on the roadmap that it was supposed to release the 28th or something like that. So they pretty much, this was their opportunity to let the community get the weapon early. So they have the puzzles thing. They're taking the puzzle thing out. So
it got solved.
Well, it got solved, but now it's pointless. So there's no reason for it to be in the game. So they're going to take it out. It's like, why didn't y'all do like some hidden thing?
Or an actual quest line.
Yeah, like put like a badass mission at the end of it. Because one thing, this is really out of left field, but do
you remember when you had to complete a strike in a certain time period to get a ship? You remember when that used to be fun?
Well, in Forsaken, when you beat the raid, it actually changed the planet that the raid was on, and like specific events started happening on the planet.
Okay, well,
as soon as the first raid was it was badass.
Oh wait, whenever you beat the raid, or
no, whenever the first team beat the raid.
Okay,
so that was badass.
That's still cool. Yeah.
So
do more stuff like that.
Yeah. So it was a shit show. Honestly, they're still getting a lot of hate for it, which
I have no faith in Bungie right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me either. I uninstalled the game. I honestly don't plan on playing it until Destiny 3. Even then. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing that I'll go back to. Yeah. For that.
So that was, in my opinion, that was one of the few times where a delay didn't really seem necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And delays for people that look at things logically, delays are good, but there's also a negative side to it because the development teams are going to be worked insanely hard during those delay periods.
Yeah, but I mean I don't.
I
I'm
mean, they
so mixed
always
about
work
this.
hard, but
The reports that come out, oh, we got a crunch, and then you see like, I mean the video game media today. There's people complaining, oh well, you shouldn't be pushing these people too hard to get time done. They're working 60 hours a week, blah 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 blah. But then the same people, Kotaku, will
yeah.
come out and say, oh, well, why didn't they just crunch harder to finish the game and get it how it should be? I mean,
Yeah, why didn't they
how
just work harder
say like
earlier in
Jedi
the
Fallen
development?
Order, why didn't they work harder to get more glitches out?
Yeah, why
Oh,
didn't
because we had a deadline and
yeah.
we needed to meet it and we couldn't delay it. But then you would criticize it. It's just it's dumb. If it's honestly, if they delay a game within the same year,
Mhm.
if they announce a release date and they delay the game within a year, I'm okay with it. If
Yeah.
they delay it more than that or they don't give a release date, something more is up.
Yeah, if they don't give a release date or at least a release month, like I
Mhm.
don't think Dying Light gave even a release month.
I don't think so.
So that might be a little. I don't want to say cause for concern. I don't like I said we didn't play the first one, so we don't know what was going to be new in this one. But well, actually, no, that's not true. I did see an article. They're doing like a massive like world. I say world, like a massive, I guess, area that you play the game in. So
Mhm.
that might have something to do with it. That's always difficult when it's your first game doing it. But
But to be devil's advocate, then you have Capcom coming out with Resident Evil 3 and they said, "Oh, we will hit our release date. We're going to put it out this time
mhm,
because we're about 95% done with it." I was like, that's my thing. It was with Fallout 4 how they
mhm,
said, "Oh yeah, Fallout 4 is coming out next month."
yeah. Well,
Release games like that. I know
well,
people want to, I mean, as far as like Sony, Microsoft, they need to put, you know, teasers out there so people will like, oh, well, I can go buy a system. Let's try to sell more systems right at
mhm.
that moment.
Well, teasers are easy to do.
Yeah, but I'm saying like no one knew anything about another Fallout game. We
Mhm,
figured it would happen, but the fact is they announced it and released a couple months later. I want to say it was like 2 months later or
mhm.
whatever. But they could do something like that, and I'd be completely okay. I wish they would have did that with Elder Scrolls. I don't know why they gave it a teaser for that. That just it was. I got hyped, but then I thought
Yeah,
about it and I was like, oh, that's after Starfall or whatever it is.
Starfield or something. Yeah,
Starfield, yeah,
they. You want to know why they did that? Because they knew their conference
because
was going
all
to
the
be
other games
shit.
sucked.
They knew their conference was going to be shit, so they did that to get some thumbs up. What I was going to say about
That was
Resident
suck it
Evil
up.
is
Mhm.
Resident Evil 3 is probably going to be the same engine Resident Evil 2 remake was on.
Oh yeah, but no,
So
did
that's
you hear
why
the
it was
changes
somewhat
that they're
easier.
doing to it?
Yeah. So that's well, no,
They're
I'm saying it in terms of we're going to have this out. They
oh yeah.
they prepared before Resident Evil 2 came out. They were like, all right, well, if we're
Oh,
remaking 2,
they knew.
yeah, we're going to remake 3 and just use the same engine because it's going to look
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah,
So for
but I
them,
mean,
they kind of
still,
got off, but
Resident Evil 2 came out last year. So let's say they're done.
they were
So
done a month or two before.
Capcom probably spent all of last year working on Resident Evil 3 and
Mhm.
not even announcing it until what that was at the Game Awards.
I
They
don't
announced
even
it,
know. I don't remember.
or did
Wasn't
they announce it at E3?
I don't
No,
I don't think it was at E3. I don't
I
even
think it
think it
was the
was
Game Awards.
it might have yeah, it might have been the ad
That was the
show.
last big thing. But my thing is with that, like they're doing some big changes in that. They're adding like a multiplayer mode. They're taking
Mhm.
out something out. They're getting away from like the multiple different endings and stuff like that. So it's good. I'm that's on my backlog
Mhm.
to go and play. I have it,
I'm
but
going to
of
play it when it
course
comes out. The third one.
the third one.
Yeah.
You want to borrow the second one to play or?
Yeah. You have it on PS4? Well, yeah, trophies
Mhm.
duh.
Yeah, I got the disc for it.
Yeah, I want to play that before the third one comes out.
All right, that comes out in March.
I think so. I think middle of March, yeah.
No, I have a list,
Oh,
but
I know what your third game's going to be.
maybe. So side note, while we're talking about games coming out, what do you think about Horizon coming to PC?
I love it. I think it's smart of Sony to do they've seen how welcoming and open people have been to Microsoft games going to PC, especially with Game Pass.
Well, I mean, the thing is, people are like, "Oh yeah, it's coming, it's coming." It's like, well, no. If you had a PlayStation Now account, you can always play it on PC. Like for the past month, you can.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't be at PC settings. It would
It's
still
not
be
native.
yeah.
Yes.
So I just want you to imagine God of War at over 60 FPS.
Never gonna happen.
Mm.
Think about how much of a storied franchise God of War is with PlayStation, and how it has never. So there's been one bad God of War game, one
Ascension.
Ascension, not great God of War game.
Yeah.
There's no way they're gonna do that, and there's no way they're gonna put Last of Us on there.
See, Last of Us, I could see. I can definitely see Bloodborne going to PC.
Bloodborne, honestly, if Bloodborne would go to PC, it would already be there. Because how it is, like, okay, Last of Us could go to PC, but not until 3 or 4 years until after it comes out. Because the thing is, Sony is testing the market right now. Horizon has been out for a while, and they pretty much milked as much as they could from the actual
It'll
player
be
base.
3 years in March, I think.
Yeah, so they've actually got as much as they could. It sold over 10 million copies. They've made more than their money. So they're like, hey, why don't we put it at $30, $40 on PC and see how many people buy it up? Now, I'm sure it's going to look amazing on PC.
I definitely think they wanted to pick a solid title to kind of do their
new IP
to do their market research, because there's also been some rumors and leaks that they're making another one. So
I'm hoping for a launch game. Imagine how
really?
crazy would Horizon 2 would be a launch game for PS5.
That would be
considering that Xbox is not having no exclusives in the first year that it comes out.
So, well, they're not having exclusives on their new platform.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's going to be no Xbox Series X exclusives for the first year, because they're like, oh, they're doing all backwards compatibility, and it's like,
so I don't know.
Not a good move.
I see it going both ways. I definitely see what you're saying with God of War.
I think Last of Us 2. That's too
well, no,
much.
I'm saying Last of Us 1
franchise.
going to
Last
PC.
of Us 1 could go. I think that would be a really killer move. Be like, hey, Last of Us 2 is out, and they announce something, maybe at Gamescom Paris or something like that. Whenever they, not at E3 because they're not going to E3, but at their next thing, be like, hey, Last of Us is out on Steam or whatever
on PC right now. I'll go buy it.
On PC right now, go buy it. And people are like, oh, this game's really good. Oh, wait, I need to go get a PlayStation 5 and Last of Us 2.
Yeah, because they could sell Last of Us on PC for like $10. $10,
$15. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, they've sold it twice. I have it on PlayStation 3 and 4.
It was free 1 month on PlayStation Plus, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So I think I agree with you. They wanted to pick a solid title, but not like a God of War or a Last of Us, to kind of test out the waters to see how it's going to go. Now, ultimately, it's obviously in like contracts and stuff of exclusivity, and I'm sure there's a time period on some games, but like, to me, there's no way Bloodborne doesn't come out on PC, because it's the only FromSoft game that is not available on PC.
Sony probably has some publishing rights. Like, honestly, if there's going to be a Bloodborne 2, they would be smart to release it right before that.
Yeah,
which that would make sense. The first party studios, it's shocking that Guerrilla is putting this out, but it's a new IP. They're trying to build more pipe. They're trying to get people to buy more into the system. Say like, hey, this is the type of games you can experience. God of War, I don't think is ever going to happen on PC. Last of Us, maybe when that I could see happening more than God of War. But
so, do you think it's a developer thing? Because you also have to look
I
at.
think it's a Sony thing.
Well, no, because you also have to look at Death Stranding. Guerrilla helped develop Death Stranding.
That's because they use the Decima engine.
I know they use the Decima engine, so that's 2 Guerrilla games. Not really Guerrilla games, but 2 games Guerrilla helped work on, or made and helped work on, going to PC.
Guerrilla is owned by Sony.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Kojima isn't. So that's what I'm saying. Like Sony owns the IP,
Yeah.
so they get to say what happens to it. Kojima's going to do whatever he wants. I think he partnered up with Sony, which is a very smart move on his part because
Well, yeah, he got the
he has a
money
good
too.
relationship with them, and he made his money on that. He's going to make even more money when it comes to PC because I have a feeling it's going to run a whole lot smoother and look even better than it did before.
Yeah, which is scary because from what I saw, it looked amazing on PS4.
I listened to a podcast this week, people talking about their backlogs. I've come up with a new section for my backlog where it's like wait until PS5.
Yeah,
So
that's
Death Stranding is one of them.
Yeah,
Last of Us 2 might be one of them.
not for me.
It might be, but I don't think I can go without spoilers. One of my games on our upcoming list is going to be, but it might come out around the same time.
Why am I
But then Cyberpunk is going to be, because I have a feeling Cyberpunk is going to be, I'm not going to say more on that right now.
Well, I'm getting Cyberpunk on PC, so it doesn't matter for me.
Is that day and date with PlayStation?
Does it come out the same day?
Yeah.
Well, it's not only PC and PlayStation; it's Xbox also.
Yeah, I know. I was just making. I didn't know if PC was after consoles. If
No,
it was like a couple months after.
It's all the same.
Is that Epic or Steam?
I'm assuming it'll be Steam because Witcher's on Steam.
Makes sense.
So, there's also rumors, or not? Well, yeah, it's rumors at this point. The Witcher, before it released, got a graphics downhaul on consoles. There's rumors that Cyberpunk is also going to get.
Which is probably why Cyberpunk is,
yeah, that's probably why it was delayed. Which again brings me back to the point: if you're going to be getting a new gen console, wait to get Cyberpunk, because that is a game that needs to be played.
That's
at its, let's say, maximum potential.
That's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for full HDR on a 65-inch OLED. That's the experience I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for it just to sit in front of the couch and spend 100 hours not doing the main story.
Yeah, that's definitely a game worth waiting for, just for your overall experience to be better. Because I'm not, I'm not anti-console, but they are definitely limited on what they can do on these games.
Are you going to be buying a PS5 day one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually very excited for the PS5. I'm excited to see. I'm excited for both of them. The Xbox and the PS5. I'm going to be buying the PS5 just because exclusives.
Well, Xbox doesn't have any games.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm not anti-Xbox or anything. I'm just PS5 has better exclusives. They've always had them, and they always will have better exclusives.
But Xbox is screwing themselves for people like you. Like, you don't have you have an S, but you haven't played it. But I mean, any Xbox game you can play on your PC.
I know. I didn't even have an S. I just had a regular one, and I sold it because
you didn't use it. So I mean, at this point, it's like, unless there's console exclusives, there's no point for me to ever get an Xbox, because I have a PC that can run
all the
everything.
Games.
My PC now that's 6-7 years old can probably run stuff better than Xbox Series X will be able to.
Maybe.
Okay,
not at 4K.
Well, I don't have a 4K monitor, so there's no point for that.
Well, I know, but if you plugged it up to a 4K TV.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to do 4K 30 frames?
The new consoles are claiming they can do 4K 60.
They're also saying they can do 8K 60. So
no, see, that's where they're getting you. It's their marketing. They say 8K, and then they'll say 120 FPS, but they don't say 8K at 120 FPS.
I know.
It's
gonna be 8K at 5 FPS.
Yeah. Other tech news. AverMedia is more than likely coming out with a DisplayPort capture card.
Let's go.
I mean, doesn't really help with the new consoles, because I don't think the new consoles will have DisplayPorts.
You can do there's probably someone's going to come out with a converter box, a power converter box.
Yeah,
be fine.
Because I mean, HDMI now can do over 60 hertz, but it's just the monitors that most people have can't. So that's why you have to use DisplayPort. And DisplayPort's just overall more solid at higher refresh rates. So yeah, wrapping up that before we get on to our closing topic. Game delays most of the time are warranted and they're good. Thankfully, most of the people that we follow and I guess kind of keep up with realize that they understand that, okay, making a game is really, especially games this size, is very difficult. Like a game the size of Cyberpunk, of God of War, Final Fantasy VII Remake, games that size are very hard to make. And even smaller games than that. Those are just the big ones that I'm thinking of.
So I mean that's the thing. Like I think Final Fantasy VII is probably going to be graphically better than Cyberpunk, but it's also going to be it's going to be more linear. So it's going to have it's going to have less stuff processing and taking up its data and its processing utility. Cyberpunk's going to be crazy wide open and it's going to look good, but I think there's going to be it would not surprise me if Final Fantasy VII has a much more consistent higher frame rate than Cyberpunk does. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, because Cyberpunk, I'm assuming it's going to be like, oh, you see a building, you can go into that building.
That's what they said.
So, I mean, I'm hoping...
That's crazy. 2 steampunk games coming out this year that we're really hyped about.
Yeah.
Well, not steampunk. What's the word? Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is the terminology for it.
Well, it's steampunk, but no, yeah, you're right.
Yes, it's cyberpunk. Yeah. It's not steampunk. Steampunk's different.
So getting into that, games we're excited about this year. We're also going to talk about our top 3 that we're most excited about. 3. Yeah, only 3. Mine are dead giveaways. I'm pretty sure I figured out the third one you're excited for. So go ahead and talk about that third one.
Third one is Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh crap, that wasn't what I was thinking of.
Just because it's Sucker Punch, just because it's a first party Sony game.
We haven't seen any gameplay for it yet though. So we don't know how it looks.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's one of we're saying most anticipated, looking forward to games. I'm looking forward to this. Sekiro looks great. It's on my backlog. I'm gonna get to it eventually. But Ghost of Tsushima is a game that I'm going to wait to play on PS5 because just the cinematics look beautiful and amazing. And
I'll still probably get it on PS4. I need that YouTube content.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what Sucker Punch does because it's been forever since they made a game. So they've spent time on this game and Sony's allowed them to do it and not push it and everything like that. And this is another game that got delayed.
We don't even know supposed to come out last year.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out last year and they pushed it back to this year sometime. So
I think it's June.
June? Okay, so that's fine. I can wait until November to get it. So no, this is a game that I'm looking forward to. It looks very Japan, and I'm okay with that. And we don't know anything about the gameplay. I'm hoping that it's not a Soulsborne game.
I think it'll be somewhat, but it won't be. I think it'll be unique enough.
It's not gonna be as tough. Yes.
Yeah. I think it'll be unique enough to separate itself, even from Sekiro, because Sekiro doesn't play like any of the Soulsborne games.
No, it's not gonna be like Sekiro. I'm hoping that
it'll probably. Oh, Neo 2 comes out this year too.
Forgot about that comes out too, and that game is supposedly harder than Sekiro and anything else. For Neo 2, they said that they had to go back and make things easier because the first one people were saying was too hard.
So yeah, that's outside of my top 3, barely.
I'm hoping I wouldn't be see, I didn't care for the combat, but if it was more like the Witcher aspect combat, like if it was more of an action adventure, not a Soulsborne game.
Yeah.
Something like that, I'd be okay. But like, with that top-notch graphics quality.
All right, so 3 for me, we've been talking about it. Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red has definitely gone up in...
this is on my list.
Oh, it's not on your list?
Nope.
Well, okay, it's probably not on your list because...
There's too much hype.
There's too much hype. The expectations are very high for it. I think it's still going to be good. I don't think it's going to be as good as The Witcher 3. It's nearly impossible for them to... once a developer makes a game that good, it's almost hard to top it without continuing in that series. So like, for instance, the new God of War, or the newer God of War, I think the next game will be better than the first one.
Yeah. because they know which direction to go to. They
Yeah,
have the graphics, they know the storyline, they
and
have the compact down packs.
and it's a continuation.
Mhm.
So with Cyberpunk, they're doing something completely new while still drawing aspects from the other one. So that's just my opinion. I'm still really excited for the game. I'm gonna play the crap out of it. It's just I don't think it will live up to the expectations.
No,
Um,
it's not going to.
and that's not saying I don't think I think it's not going to be good. There's two
Um,
separate things.
I think it's I think the hype is too high. People are going to be let down.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They're still going to think it's
Honestly,
good.
it would not shock me if it's less than the Witcher.
If what's less
The
than The
Witcher
Witcher?
3. If it's not as good as The Witcher 3.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
But like, because think about it, this company has only made a handful of games.
Mm-hmm.
They made some like small game before The Witcher 1 and 2, and those two games were kind of meh.
Yeah, well, they're older too. So,
Yeah.
all right. So my second one. This is probably going to be on your list. Last of Us 2. Is that one on your list?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Another game that was delayed. Wasn't it supposed to come out in? It was supposed to come out in February, and it got delayed till May. Pretty sure that's when it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Last of Us 1 was in both of our top 5 games of the decade. It was Sony's game of the decade. It
Yes.
was a bunch of people's game of the decade. And the first one definitely had its faults. It wasn't a perfect game. Just it did a linear story the right way. And
It was a classic Naughty Dog.
yeah, it felt like you were immersed into a movie almost, but not so much that the gameplay like
Suffered from
like suffered from it, or it was like you could mindlessly play.
So going back and playing like the newer Tomb Raider games, it reminded me a lot as far as like the gameplay
Mm-hmm.
to The Last of Us, like the crafting and like the menus and like the resourcing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and I enjoy that. This is definitely something I'm going to be playing, within the next month or so to go back and get the platinum, obviously on PlayStation 4 on the remastered version.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that includes the multiplayer, and that's the multiplayer is
The multiplayer was good. I heard.
the multiplayer I heard is really good, and it's not shown now. It would not surprise me if it's not in the new one. But
Yeah, the multiplayer in that, and I heard the multiplayer in the Uncharted series was good too.
I played it on the second or third one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the second one that you need to play the multiplayer to get some trophies, and it was actually pretty decent
Yeah, I mean,
for
for a story-based game, it was pretty good. So obviously, our most hyped, the game we're most excited and hyped up for, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's both one of our favorite games of all time. It's been teased for a while. We saw a trailer for it, and I think 2015 at E3.
Yep.
And it's finally coming out. The first trailer we saw for it was 2015,
where they said they're doing a remake.
Sure. Yeah, there was hints of it since like 2011 or something like that.
No, I mean
or
they did a tech demo for Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 3, like the opening scene. They did a tech demo, like where it's the one that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You see him. Yeah, that was like in 2000.
Well, no, that they also used that at the end of Oh no, it was separate. I remember that now because that's also the ending scene of Crisis
They're
Core.
pretty much like, you really want this? Buy our systems, and we can maybe come up with it one day, because this is what we can do. We can make Final Fantasy VII look like this, but better.
Yeah, because that was the end of Crisis Core. Was also that pretty much the opening, the train sequence or whatever. I forgot about that. We were talking about Crisis Core before we started the podcast, actually.
Yes, that I would wish they would port that to PlayStation 4.
Oh, I'd love that. The story in that game is freaking amazing.
Legend of Dragoon is probably two of my top 2.
Legend of Dragoon is the game after Final Fantasy VII. That was the game I want a remake for the most.
Just take the people that did Final Fantasy VIII and get them to do the same thing to Final Fantasy VII. Up-res the models.
You mean Legend of Dragoon?
Yeah, Legend of Dragoon. The people that did Final Fantasy VIII, that did the PlayStation 4 version, get them to do Legend of Dragoon, up-res the models, and fix everything and make it better. You can even add the little cheat things to it. But just
like the speed running and everything, like
the speed running, the invincible, and
I would love that, dude. I would play the crap out of that game. So yeah, getting back to gaming news. So episode 41, we did a lot of Witcher. Well, we didn't do a lot of Witcher stuff. We did Witcher stuff. We did a lot of Mandalorian stuff. The final season of the Clone Wars is coming out.
Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, it looked really good. For that, those are shorter episodes. We'll probably do a season recap of that if we watch it.
I think so. I want to go back and there's a list. I need
of episodes to rewatch. Yeah,
episodes to rewatch that I want to go do before we do that.
Yeah,
but that doesn't come out until February, which is good because I mean, there's not much going on in TV right now. There's some movies coming out in the next couple months. But, you need to get Dad to watch Ford versus Ferrari with you.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
So good.
Did you see it in theaters?
So good. No, I have it on Plex.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Yeah,
but you need to watch it. You need to watch it with surround sound. Like that's a movie that I'd get Paw to watch. It's that good.
No, wow.
Because I mean, that's my favorite sports car ever. And the story behind it is just awesome.
Okay. Nice. I heard it was good, but
it's very good. It's very, very, very good.
So yeah,
I can see why it was actually nominated for awards now.
We'll be doing a the Oscars are coming up too. Joaquin Phoenix is probably going to win lead actor. Yeah. You think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think he probably deserves it. Still haven't seen Joker, but I've heard great things about it. So
I heard it's good. I heard people want to say they want the same director to do a Batman movie in the same aspect because it's it's dealing with like bigger lives. So like how it's the rich versus the poor and like mental illness.
I am excited for the new Batman reboot. From all the things, the film noir kind of aspect you're gonna get from it, I'm excited to see how it's gonna go.
Hey, they can't get worse.
True, only up from here, brothers.
It can't get worse.
So yeah, we're gonna be getting back into some gaming stuff. We have an idea we want to do where every month we pick a game for each other to play within reason.
We can give the other person options, and it's nothing crazy. It's something that we'd
we would probably play anyway, eventually.
Something that we know the other person would enjoy if they gave it a chance.
Yeah.
Or they just set their mind to it. And like obviously if you're 4 or 5 hours into a game and you don't like it,
you're not gonna like it. Yeah.
So
that's something we'll be looking at. But besides that, be sure to follow us both on Twitter. Let us know what you guys want to see episodes of. We'll still be doing like entertainment news.
Witcher animated series.
Oh yeah, they're probably doing that to fill the void of loneliness, emptiness, and depression that we're all feeling until we wait for season 2 to come out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll probably come out sometime this fall. I'd even say like Christmas time, around the same time that the show came out.
And what the next Marvel movie got a
Black Widow,
which comes out in
100 days from today.
Yeah,
I saw a tweet about it. So we'll definitely be going to see that and doing a full review on that. And then later in the year, we'll have the all the Marvel shows that we'll be doing probably episode recaps of.
You saw they released a synopsis for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse or whatever. So it's pretty much Mordo or whatever comes back, and he's trying to take the power back from all the sorcerers in the world and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like Doctor Strange is like still trying to research the Time Stone and everything like that, even though it's gone.
Oh yeah,
and
true.
Mordo comes back. So
I use the stones to destroy the stones. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for episode 41. Let us know what you think of all the games getting delayed and what games you are excited for in 2020. It is 2020, boys and girls. Crazy to say, but it's the way things go. Be sure to follow whatever platform you're listening on. Let us know if you have any recommendations on episodes you want us to do. That was episode 41, guys, and until next time,
keep gaming,
and we will see y'all later. Peace.